live. You guys went off in the comments yesterday. Like, I've never seen so much support and so many questions. It just blew up to over 2,800 views. And honestly, the response shook me. You know, I thought I said everything about this girl who bullied me in high school. I thought I did say everything, but I've had time to process it. I've shared the story on my Instagram. I've shared the story on, which shares automatically to my Facebook, I think. I don't know if it's my business page or my personal Facebook page. But if you missed yesterday's live, it's still up. And I'm going to leave it up because I want you guys to be able to, like, if you missed it, I want you guys to be able to go back and watch it as well. What a journey. Like, what a journey. I was sitting there thinking today about everything that was happening at the time and just kind of like unpacking everything. Like how when this girl was bullying me, what I was actually going through at home, the things that people didn't know about, you know. And you know what? When this happened, at the time I was not able to process it the way I am now. So I'm just grateful to be able to just unpack, okay? But somebody came forward about this girl, someone who went to the same exact school that me and her went to. And it turns out that she and her whole friend group at that time were bullies. And it just made me think how many people went through that? How many people were bullied and never spoke on it for years and stayed silent like I did up until yesterday? How many people were bullied and got a chance to actually see a viral clip of their bully? I'm going to show you guys a little part of it in case you missed it, or just to remind you, this is the girl who bullied me in high school. She bullied me my freshman year of high school. She called me bees. She told me to shut the F up. She told me I could not sing. She used to call me ugly. And overall, she was very demeaning towards me. She was extremely mean. And she just spewed out hate like it was her job. It was like she was getting paid to do it. So she went viral in a clip. She was on some judge television show with her now husband. I had to make sure I said that right because, yes, last time I checked, they're still married. And it turns out that even though she acknowledged what she had done to me, she's still doing it. So there's a big, big lesson behind this, and I want you guys to hang tight because there's such a deep truth to what I'm going to tell you guys that if you don't know this and you've ever been bullied, you might live your whole life constantly ruminating on what was said to you, believing those lies that were said to you, believing those things that were said to you, and seeing yourself in a negative light. So I want to share a few things that I've learned in the past 24 hours ever since that post, ever since my live from yesterday. Okay? But before I do, here's the clip. Here's my high school bully, or one of my high school bullies. There were several, honey. There were several.
No man should ever call a woman a bitch. No man. Okay. And I'm your wife. And you've been through previous relationships, and I'm asking you what happened, what you said to these previous women, and it was nothing. I walked off. But your wife, you can call a bitch, not just once, not just twice, not just in one setting. I remember it's been multiple times in these past 7 months. And it's a trigger for me because when I was younger, I was called that and abused. So, oh, wow. It's really a trigger for me. And it's not like I didn't sit there and tell my husband these things before. So you're not just saying these things because you're upset. You're saying it literally to hurt me. And how could you love me and call me a bitch repeatedly? Like, you don't do that to people you love. Like, and he's like, well, you call me a bitch. And I said, yeah, I have, but it's not a trigger for you. It's not that bitch, nigga, my mama dead.
Now, it's no easier for me to watch that clip than it was when I first seen it yesterday. What I don't understand is, how is it that you call someone a name that hurt you, that you were called when you were a child by someone who was supposed to love you? How do you justify that? How do you justify calling your significant other a B word repeatedly? How do you justify them calling you that? Like, I've never understood, and that's why I think it took me so many years to even speak on this, because I was ashamed of being bullied. Like, I was ashamed for a long time. Like, for many years I had different girls over different schools that I've been to. I mentioned yesterday, I think, as growing up in my childhood, nothing was stable. Everything was so tumultuous. Am I saying the word right? Let me know in the comments. I can't even get my vocabulary out at the moment. It was There were moments of happiness, as with any childhood, I would hope. But it's just the simple fact that she and other girls like her were taking out on me what was being done to them. And then to acknowledge it and say, you know what, I was pregnant. This is what she said when she acknowledged it. She told me that she did it because she was pregnant. She didn't feel like hearing me sing and whatever. I don't remember verbatim exactly what the acknowledgement said, but I do remember her addressing it. And I remember at the time just going along with it, being like, you know what, she's acknowledging what she's done. But it was very strategic, because it was only at a time when I had started to pick up traction and gain more attention online that she went and did that. She was already active on my Facebook prior to me gaining any traction online. So I just thought it was so timely how a bunch of people came out the woodworks, her being one of them. And then finally being like, oh, what I did in high school was because of blah, 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 blah. And this is what I want you guys to understand. This is a big truth in all of this. Like, if you've ever been bullied, mistreated, mishandled, even neglected by someone who was supposed to care for you, please understand. Please understand that people know what they're doing. I used to battle for years. Do they know? Do they know how much they're hurting me? Do they know how much they hurt others, what they're doing, the effect that it has on others? The answer is yes, they know. Why do they keep doing it? A lot of people need to know why. Why was this done to me? I was looking for the whys. But I was asking the wrong person, because the person that I was asking for the answers was also bullying me. So sometimes that issue's happening right at home, and all it takes is for one straw to break the camel's back, and then boom, suddenly something can escalate to something way worse than it should have. because you never know the load. You never know the composition of a load that someone is carrying. You never know exactly what could take them over the top. And I know some people might say, well, that happened in high school. That's old. Heck yeah. It happened in high school. But I feel like it's my fiduciary duty as someone with the platform and as someone with the voice, as revered and as listened to as my voice is listened to. You guys tell me all the time that you love my voice, that I'm motivational, I'm inspirational. You say things like, my aura is amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous. I give great advice. You guys tell me this. And so I feel like actually it would be extremely selfish for me to just keep my mouth shut and not share this kind of like 360 moment, because again, I've been silent about it for years. I've never brought this girl up. But now that I see that she has grown up, now post apology or post acknowledgement, however you want to look at it, I open my phone on Instagram and I see her viral for bullying her husband. So was she really sorry when she made the apology? That gives me my answer. That is the truth. That lets me know she was not. She's very aware of what she was doing. It's one thing to bully someone as a child, you guys. Children, unfortunately, sometimes want to hurt people because they're hurt. It's just a cycle. It's not right. I'm not defending any bully at all, ever. But I can understand a child who is impressionable, who may be lost, who may be feeling hurt and lack emotional maturity, self-expression, and even self-awareness. I can understand that. But a woman that is over 3 decades old, and I knew deep down that this girl was not sincere. I knew it, but I was just kind of like, I was in my healing process and just trying to be open to forgiving. A lot going on. I had to make the rough and tough decision whether or not I was going to continue to deal with my family, my biological, family. And when I say biological, don't you guys go thinking I was adopted, because I was never adopted. But the truth is, guys, she wasn't sorry. You're not sorry if you're going to turn around and do the same thing you're apologizing for. And this is the issue that I have with hypocrites. This is why I don't. See, I can't think of a time, guys. I can't look back and ever remember a time when I wasn't that girl. When I wasn't that girl. I can't. I can't think of a time when I wasn't popular, when I wasn't the talk of the town in a good way. I can't. So with that, with attention, even attention that you don't ask for, you guys, I could say nothing and suddenly I'm popular. That's just how my life has been. And so with that level of attention comes haters. A lot of times people don't understand what you're going through, what you've experienced. They don't care. They actually hope you're going through something bad. And that's the issue. So I shared the post earlier, and now there's people coming to the post saying, "Hey, I know that girl. She and her friends were trashy. She and her friends did the same. Her friends did the same thing to me. The same thing to me. How you sorry if the same stuff that you were doing in high school that you acknowledged was wrong, you're doing it years later?" This is why I'm so adamant when I say stay away from people who hurt you on purpose. Stay away from them. If somebody hurt you on purpose, stay away from you. How do you know someone's hurting you on purpose? I could do a whole separate video on that. If you guys want it, drop a comment below. Make sure you are subscribed so that you can join in on the chat and have this discussion. Because when I tell you, there's so many people out there hurting and they don't know how to get out of the cycle of trauma that they've experienced. See, when you're being bullied, the problem with that is that it affects you for years. And it affects you more than just like getting beat up. You know, if some, like, I've gotten into fights before with my bullies. I have. They just start and they end. Fights don't last. I've had to fight because people thought it was okay to say things and put their hands on me. And I had to defend myself, and I was taught to defend myself. And when people are coming at you from a place of negativity, of aggression, especially when they see how other people love and respect you, it'll upset some people real bad. And it's not just peers. Sometimes it'll upset superiors. Sometimes it will upset friends of friends. You never know. You never know. And so whenever I sense that energy, I always look at the person like, it just brings my mind right back to the bullying phase. Because absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, you will not. You will not bully me. You will not try to bring me down. And you won't make me believe that that was my fault. So if you're somebody with a bright aura, you gotta just make the very conscious, very strict decision to stay away from haters. You can't just be expending your energy to any and everybody. People have to earn being around you. And that's something that goes for men and women alike. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I know. There's some men, it's rare, but there's men who go through the same thing at work, at school, within their family dynamic. That does not get discussed enough. When you're the bright one in a family full of dysfunction, and the moment you start to hold people accountable, you better be ready to let go of them once they show you who they really are. You better be ready. Because after you show someone that you are onto them, that you know that they've been manipulative, they've been mistreating you, you know, that whole malicious intentions. Once they know you know, they want to make you pay. Because how do you they're thinking, how did you figure me out? So it really does take a courageous person to stand up. Otherwise, it's almost like otherwise you shrink. If someone's bullying you and you just stay small and quiet, like I did when I was being bullied in the 9th grade, right? You stay small, you stay quiet. You just try to stay out of the way, and hopefully you're thinking to yourself, oh, hopefully it will stop. What ends up happening is that person feels like, oh, I want to do it more. It's working. It's working, so I'm going to do it more. You can't plead with them. You can't bargain with them. You're not even supposed to. You're not even supposed to. It's your right to be happy It's your right to live a life where you're smiling and fulfilled and you wake up and you feel safe. That's your right. So, anybody who is threatening to jeopardize that, they deserve exactly what they get. I'm sorry. And I'm not somebody who sits and wait around for karma to happen. But why does it keep coming to my face? Like, it keeps showing up. I keep seeing the people who bullied me in high school doing real bad in life. I keep seeing that there's a correlation, and I have like so many correlations. I could do like a whole series of them. The correlation between people who grow up a certain way and have a bad life, like the signs that they're going to have a very just a bad life. People who bully normally, they don't want to be held accountable. But see, the thing is, I come from a family of many bullies. Let's get into it. And like I said, it takes someone with a lot of courage to stand up to them. It does. It does. It does. Otherwise, you find yourself holding on to their pain, holding on to their job. That's not yours to keep. It's not mine to keep. So I'm not going to let anybody make me feel like I'm supposed to just stay silent about it. No. Because there's so many people hurting. There's people going through this, and I want you to know there's a way out. There's a way out. There's a light at the end of all this. And it's supposed to present an opportunity for you to love and embrace yourself. It is. People who get picked on about things, their voice, their shoes, their hair, their body, their face, their eyes, their lips, whatever, their feet, their height, their weight. People who get picked on have a huge responsibility. And let this be a lesson, because I want you guys to understand that the responsibility is for you to transmute that negative energy into celebrating yourself. And yes, you're allowed to celebrate yourself even if you're at your lowest. If you're not at your greatest point, you can still celebrate yourself. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that. Drop a zip face emoji like the one in my title if you're shocked. If you're shocked. The people who commented that actually experienced her as well, they left some comments. Okay, so one of my I don't know if she's a follower. Let me see. Oh, okay. She doesn't even follow me. That's funny. The algorithm brought this post to her, and she was like, just here as someone who went to the same high school, knowing that there was a whole crew of them right here. So I said to her, wait, you went there too? And her face looked familiar. So I go, wait, you went there too? I hope you weren't mistreated by the mean girls or by anyone for that matter. Thank you for your comment. So she goes, I definitely went there and was definitely bullied by members of that crew. Not her, but folks in the same crew. I had some really good friends, and I'm younger than them, so I didn't have to deal with that set too long. So I said, I'm sorry you also experienced the hate. They always click up like it makes it cool. I hope you're doing okay after all. You did not deserve that. What's crazy is I was younger than her too. Why are you picking on people younger than you? People who pick on people who are vulnerable are such cowards. Like, I can't even respect you. I can't even respect you because why would you pick on someone? You know that saying, pick on someone your own size? You're not even trying to stand up to your match. You're trying to pick on someone who's smaller, younger. Come on. That's so lame. That's a coward move. And it's so shocking to me. I personally am shocked to see that these people are still doing the same thing, yo. They're still doing the same thing after all these years. I don't know, but a life of being the same and not growing and learning from your mistakes, to me, is not even worth it. Like, if I had to live the same life and never grow, I'd rather just be like, all right, I'm done. Because, and that's how serious I am about, like, um, growth and just being better. If you can't be better, what the hell are you doing? What exactly what why? Just why? Someone else commented and said she just admitted that she calls him a B too though. Hilarious. Make it make sense. I can't make something make sense. That makes no sense. Nobody gets it. Nobody understands it. So, for everyone who's watched the original live, what was the biggest thing you wish that I had elaborated on? I want you to comment below. And based on this new piece of information, knowing that now other people, someone else so far has come forward. And once it touches Facebook, oh, it's going to be a wrap, because that's where, like, the network is. Like, the condensed network of people I actually went to school with. They're there, and, you know, when they see this, I imagine that they're also going to have something to say. But like I said, she wasn't the only person who, like, bullied me in high school. There's other people too, and I've addressed it with another person, and she just kind of denied it. She was just like, "Oh, I never didn't like you," and I'm like, "Girl, please, girl, please." It was so obvious the way, like, you actually physically, you know, you got physical with me, and you're gonna tell me you didn't like me. I was minding my business, and you wanted to, like, bump me and do all kinds of passive aggressive stuff, talking about me and calling me the B word. Like, what's up with these girls? That's another correlation. We need to talk about it. Girls who get called the B word growing up by their moms, it does something to them. It does. Like, it really shows that their mother hated them. Their mothers hated them and did not want to. They just hated them. And I feel for the little girls who's gone through that, including the ones who have bullied me. I feel for you. Of course, you were a child. You were a child that knew better. But here's the thing. Once you become an adult and you still perpetuate that, or if you can't acknowledge it and you want to act like, you want to gaslight and you want to act like it didn't happen, or you want to just simply give a fake apology, knowing how hurtful that was to you when it was done to you, I don't have any sympathy or empathy for you. I don't. Whatever happens, happens. So this whole thing taught me so much about just standing up for myself. Um, it's taught me that standing up for yourself is very, very necessary. Standing up for yourself lets people know your boundary. It teaches people, hey, that's not okay. That's wrong. Don't try me again. Don't try it again. Okay? It's taught me so much. It's taught me so much that I want to share this level of transformation and self-love because being bullied has caused me to not love certain parts of myself throughout my life. Parts of myself that I love wholly now. But at the time, it was really hard for me to love. Like the things that people loved and complimented me for were things that I kind of resented a little bit because it was bringing negative attention that reminded me of the hurtful things that I was going through. Growing up, I was in show business and I was a performing child. And the things that, I guess, dealing with the unhealed wounds of my own guardians, it really made it really difficult for me to feel what self-love felt like. Like it made it hard. Like I didn't know what that was. All I ever heard was, "Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty." So hearing you're so pretty is one thing. Oh, I heard that you're so beautiful. Like your voice is so beautiful. But it's like girls need, little girls and boys need actual self-love tools. So I think that in itself is a whole nother video. The tools that we could use for self-love. And do I regret this experience? No. It's been freeing because it's a journey, and it first you're trapped and you have to try to figure out how to get out, and then you can help free others. And I think that's the eagle in me. That's the bird. Like you're not gonna cage me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not gonna cage me in. I'm gonna free myself and I'm gonna free everybody else. Everybody and anybody, like everybody who's going through that. So, um, it's important to be confident. I have videos on confidence. Look at my other video, confidence in its set. And it's not about ignoring the drama. It's about facing the drama head on. Sometimes you just have to do that. We can't always take the, zip it, closed mouth approach and expect for things to just subside on their own. Sometimes they do subside on their own. Other times it doesn't, and you really need to speak about it. So I want you guys to share this segment, share this video with anybody who you know that needs to hear this story. And I want you to come back next week. We'll, discuss a little more in depth about confidence, self-love, how to transform the negative to the positive. Because that's what we really need in this world right now. We need light. We need light. Because there's a lot of dark things going on. And a lot of people are shaken up because they didn't see it coming. And others didn't want to believe it. But I would love to elaborate on some of these things and teach you guys some of the tools that I've used to, I love myself. I love myself so damn bad. And I'm proud of myself for the transformation that I've underwent. And it was a self-imposed transformation. Nobody made me do that. It was something I wanted for myself. So don't be afraid. And thank you guys for your support. And I'll see you guys very soon. Drop a comment below. This video will be up for you guys. So like I said, thank you for your support. Stay confident, stay beautiful, and always remember to stand up for yourself.